Yo, what is up, dudes, dudettes, and everything in between? I'm Reyes, and let's just say this episode of Let's Talk is going to be a weird one. I know a shit ton of creators have already covered this acid trip of a film, such as Saber Spark and Ted Nivison, and I'm gonna be honest, I kinda got the idea from Ted Nivison, and I had never seen this film before, so I decided to check out the full thing on my own for research for this video. And zooey mama, is it a fever dream? It's like a dream I've had when my psychiatrist has increased the dosage of my sleep medication. Ironic, because they're supposed to help me sleep, but this film is the work of fucking nightmares. And I'm a huge fan of horror shit, so for me to be saying that, it's a lot. But look at this. Look at this face. What the hell is that? Anyway, enough rambling. Let's get into Let's Talk, the worst animated film fucking ever. So the film starts off with this dollar store Pink Panther explaining that the Bible tells a story of a man named Joshua. Not true. What about Jesus? And how Joshua was essentially a fucking hero. And the main character in this film named Joshua is... well, he's great at running around. He could totally be in cross country and take the spot I left behind back in middle school after being in it for a day. That's not a bit either. That's actually the truth. Then we get to meet his father. And if you listen carefully to the way he talks, you can almost hear the sounds of him going to get milk from the store.
Hi, Dad.
Pick up your stuff, Joshua.
Literally, all Joshua says is, "Hi, Dad," and his dad's already done with his bullshit. Then his mom and the dad start arguing about the dad not cleaning up the house, or, excuse me, the den, like a responsible member of society. Come on, man. You had time to fix your car, but didn't have time for your den? So they're arguing about the dad loving his car a bit too much, like some other individuals we know. But then, the dad bares his teeth at his wife. And if you know anything about lions or lion culture, that is a threatening chess move to make. So this dad is clearly an abusive lion father and husband who's staying out at night for work-related reasons with a girl named Becky. Jesus Lord, this is a dysfunctional family. Joshua is just looking for love, which is probably his Tinder bio, and his parents just hate him. So he goes upstairs and lays on his bed, and somehow he's not crying. I'd be bawling my eyes out if my mom talked to me like that. I overthink things, like when she's stressed, and I think she's upset with me. Anyway, this floating ghost comes down to, and I quote, "Give Joshua a little help." Please don't ever say that again, rat fairy with a bow tie. So I kid you not, this ghost throws a ball of energy at him to wake him up, which, last time I checked, that's assault, and breaking and entering is a crime. Then he says, "Some people call me the best friend," when Joshua asks who he is.
Some people call me the best friend.
That should not be on your resume when talking to a child, casually acting like you didn't just break in and assault this kid who's probably about 7 or 8.
But my real name is Christopher Andrew Eugene Bazioni, at your service. But it's okay if you don't like it. Just call me Chris.
Good, because that's too many fucking names to remember. We've got so little time and so much to see. The ghost named Chris tells Joshua that he wants to take him on a little trip.
I came here to take you on a little kind of trip, you know?
Which, why? That sounds like a kidnapping. And he's not helping his case by saying that he can't say where it is until they get there. "I'm sorry, do you work for Jigsaw?" Of course, and then he's like, "You trust me, don't you?"
Come on. You trust me, don't you?
I guess.
And Joshua showcases his awful intuition and says he does. So first thing he shows Joshua is the story of how God freed the enslaved Jewish people. But the Pharaoh didn't fucking approve.
Fight against God, you always lose.
Hear that, kids? You fight against God, you'll always lose. So if God wants you to murder someone and you say no, he's gonna do it himself. Honorable mention to how Chris travels with Joshua. Whoever animated this deserves a medal. No, seriously, I couldn't do that shit. So God creates a firewall to protect the Jews, and Joshua wants to go to it and get third-degree burns or something. But Chris doesn't let
Sometimes a no means maybe, I'll grant you that. But when it comes from God, a no means no.
Do a background check on this ghost. Everything about him is giving me less of a Christian vibe and more of a criminal vibe. So Moses parts the Red Sea, the Jews crossed, the Pharaoh died twice, once by the water and two by sharks in the water. Smoke in the water. Wrong thing. He's never gonna enslave anyone again either way, I'll tell you that much. Joshua is gonna have so much trauma after this adventure. This isn't necessarily relevant to the story, but once again, honorable mention for whoever animated Joshua running around trying to catch a quail for Moses. Look at those motor skills. Future pro athlete, everyone. Then comes the story where the Amalekites are preparing to attack, and everybody agrees that they're going to fight them to the death or until they leave. Either way, they'll have their land to themselves, so whatever comes first, I guess. Joshua is then chosen to lead the others on to battle by Moses.
Assemble the soldiers. I want you, Joshua, to lead them into battle.
Me?
I don't know, why not? The kid's 7, he'll be fine. So he leads them into battle, slices bitches like he's Mr. Miyagi, and then chases the Amalekites out of their land. Yay, they win. And Chris is building up trauma piece by piece, candy corn by candy corn, pissed off Pharaoh by pissed off Pharaoh. Moses brings Joshua with him to gather tablets, but when they get back, Moses sees people worshiping a golden calf, which is one of God's no-no rules, and he flips.
No!
Smashing the golden calf, mixing it with water, and our good guy Moses forces everyone to drink it like he's fucking insane. You see, nowadays, we call that poisoning and murder, but in the Bible days, it was a free-for-all. In the actual biblical story, he does do that, but in this film, he asks God to forgive them, but in the Bible, he gathers everyone that never worshipped the calf, and they killed all the others. I can only imagine how sibling fights went back then. Mary, did you happen to touch a calf today? Yeah, I was taking care of it. No, God said no worshiping calves. I didn't worship it, I cared for it. I saw that look in your eyes. You're not fooling anyone. Oh yeah, face the wrath of my sword, big brother. Bring it on, bitch. So Joshua goes into Jericho as a spy, and they are executing a baby. Some people think abortion's wrong now. They should have lived in the Bible ages, sacrificing an infant. Why? No idea. Joshua learns that he has to kill everyone that lives there solely because they live there, so they can go into the promised land. Ooh. Joshua doesn't want to do that, and there's this whole ass conversation about it between him and Chris.
Hey Josh, when you were scouting Jericho, did you see anything weird?
What do you mean?
Like evil, bad, weird.
Yeah, they killed a baby.
Aha! Ritual sacrifice. Don't you see? These people are doing things detestable to God, breaking all 10 commandments, and God has decreed they've got to go.
Well, I guess If you put it that way.
Good man.
He's fucking gaslighting Joshua into murder. I'm serious. Somebody get a background check on this guy. Their plan was to walk around Jericho for 7 days, a total of 6 times, but when they stopped, the people of Jericho started laughing. If you want to call it laughing. It's more like demonic wailing, if you will. Huge ass angels smashed their city with literal hammers. And after that, Chris is like, alright, ready to peace out with that piece of trauma? However, I guess the fiery devil head follows them outside of, like, his dream. Like some Matrix shit. And Joshua fights it and wins with his little school play costume prop sword and goes downstairs like he didn't just see a floating devil head spitting fire like that power-up in Mario Bros. And his parents are still arguing. So he sits down and they all apologize to each other like nothing ever happened, when in fact a lot happened and they're just a dysfunctional family. So yeah, that was Joshua and the Promised Land. If you want to see more of my knee slap content, consider subscribing if you'd like. Anyway, I love you guys, stay safe, and never let anybody take your crown.
You are out of my league.